Sun is up this morning, but it is freezing outside. Coming up, I'll tell you how long you have to keep protecting the plants.
And police reform in Wisconsin. The bill's up for a vote today.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. May 11th. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchad. We're glad you're waking up with us. We have an alert day in store for your Tuesday with the chance for some frost this morning. Hattie's here tracking it in your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Hattie.
Good morning, Chris and Leah. We do have a frost advisory still in effect this morning for another couple of hours. It includes all of southern Wisconsin till 8 o'clock this morning. A freeze advisory areas north of the Dells. Unfortunately, if you have not protected your plants yet, it's probably too late. Take a look at the current conditions. 31 in Watertown and here in Madison. Janesville's down to 30, 29 in the Dells. Camp Douglas, 23 degrees right now, and you can see those temperatures falling as we speak through the Wisconsin River Valley. Just a couple of spots above the freezing point in southwestern Wisconsin, but this is an updated number for Platteville, now down to 33 degrees. So it's pretty cold across southern Wisconsin. They are freezing conditions, and if you didn't protect those plants, maybe a little late. Skies are clear this morning. We're off to a pretty nice start, albeit a little cold. Our temperatures are going to warm nicely through the day, but it's going to stay quiet. We've been very dry for the last several days. High pressure in control of the weather is really going to steer all of these storm systems around us. So while you see quite a bit of moisture out to the south and west, not moving in our direction. It will move due eastward, and our forecast stays dry pretty much through the rest of the week. So as far as our rain gauge is concerned, we're actually below where we should be. When you look back for the month, season, and even back to the beginning of the year, we're down almost 4.5 inches on moisture here across southern Wisconsin. Now, not a lot of moisture in the upcoming forecast. I mentioned it's going to stay dry through the week with really very limited chances for rain. Couple of chances as we head into the weekend and the first part of next week, but things may start to improve as we head towards the end of May. Some of those longer range forecast models indicating that we could see above normal precipitation through the midsection of the country as we head through the middle and latter parts of May. But right now, things are pretty quiet. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. Through the day today, you don't need the umbrella. You'll need the sunglasses, though. Skies are clear this morning. Temperatures will be back into the 50s by lunchtime. That light north wind still is going to keep it a little cooler than it should be today, but highs should reach the mid to upper 50s. 57 here in Madison. 58 in Platteville, 55 in the Dells. Overnight, it will cool down pretty quickly, so one more night to worry about frost tonight as lows drop to 34. After that, temperatures will climb. Upper 60s, even low 70s.
All right, Hattie, thanks for keeping an eye on it for us. 6:02 now, happening today in Wisconsin. Lawmakers will take their first votes on police reform measures since George Floyd died just about a year ago.
The state Senate will vote on 5 bipartisan bills. One would require Madison police and fire commissions to add union representatives. Another would require police departments to post use of force policies online. These measures wouldn't ban chokeholds in Wisconsin, but instead restrict them to life-threatening situations. If passed in the Senate, it would then go to the Assembly for consideration.
More local news now. The Overture Center will be the place to be this fall. The Performing Arts Center is announcing about a dozen new shows scheduled from October through February of 2022. The Overture was able to reschedule many of its shows from last year. They include Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in concert by the Madison Symphony Orchestra. You can find all of the listings and corresponding dates over on channel3000.com.
The Wisconsin Historical Society will reopen its doors to the public for the first time in a while next month. Starting on June 3rd, the museum on the Capitol Square will be open Thursdays through Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There are 2 exhibits this summer, one exploring the stories and culture of the Hmong community in the state, another focused on the history of women and voting in Wisconsin. Madison police continue to look for this man right here. Take a look at your screen. He is the person of interest in a violent altercation from back in February on Francis Street. Officers arrived at the scene to a victim who had some significant facial injuries. Any information on the incident could be helpful, so contact Madison area Crime Stoppers if you have any.
Vaccination rates are slowing down across the country. It's not happening at an alarming rate, but doctors say people do need to continue to get their COVID shots. Now that everyone who wanted a vaccine likely got one, UW Health Dr. James Conway says it's time to focus on making the next group comfortable. To do this, he says vaccinators need to meet people where they're at, answer their questions, and make it a part of their health routine.
We put together these big centralized vaccination centers where people needed to go there and get their vaccines. And I think it's time to start rethinking a little bit, where do people feel most comfortable and where do they actually want to be able to be vaccinated?
It's also important to note the vaccine rate is slowing down because more people are fully vaccinated.
The European Union on the verge of opening up travel to Americans.
Many seniors ready to buy those tickets.
As soon as Europe opens up, we're gone.
That right there, Bob and Gail Grossman, frequent international travelers before the pandemic, that is. Now that they're fully vaccinated, they are eager to get out and see the world again, something travel advisors say they're seeing among older clients.
Between February and March, I've noticed an increase of about 110%. And the reason for that is they've been vaccinated, they feel safe to travel again.
A survey from the American Society of Travel Advisors found that 44% of people polled say being able to travel is the main reason for getting vaccinated. A majority of those polled feel the vaccine will allow them to travel again.
Looks like they don't have many places left to travel. They've been just about everywhere, huh?
Taking them off the map.
Hey, well, all of us here at News 3 Now, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to get a COVID-19 vaccine. So this Thursday, we are hosting a clinic. We have 2 locations. One's going to be right here at our studios on Raymond Road. The other is going to be at Looney Park on Libby Road. Both of the clinics will be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Anyone who still has questions about the vaccine, too, they can get those answered. We're going to have experts on the phones Thursday for you to answer all of them. You can find everything you need to know about the clinic by going to channel3000.com/vaccine-day. Happening tomorrow, House Republicans plan to vote on whether they want to remove Representative Liz Cheney as the GOP conference chair. That is the number 3 position in the House Republican caucus. Cheney lost support from many within her party after refusing to support former President Trump's baseless claims that the 2020 election was stolen. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy announced this week that he supports replacing the Wyoming Congresswoman as the conference chair with New York's Elise Stefanik. But other Republicans say that loyalty to former President Trump is hurting the GOP.
Right now, it's basically the Titanic. We're like, you know, in the middle of this slow sink, we have a band playing on the deck telling everybody it's fine. And meanwhile, as I've said, you know, Donald Trump's running around trying to find women's clothing and get on the first lifeboat.
Former President Trump released a statement saying that he supports Stefanik in her bid to replace Cheney. Cheney wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post saying the GOP is at a turning point and Republicans must decide, quote, whether we are going to choose truth and fidelity to the Constitution.
Out of Green Bay this morning, with hopes to mend the broken relationship, the Packers offering Aaron Rodgers a significant long-term contract. The report comes from Ian Rappaport from NFL Network. The Packers have maintained they will not trade the MVP after rumors came out that he wanted out of Green Bay. ESPN's Adam Schefter says Rodgers' anger stems from the drafting of Jordan Love in the 2020 draft. All-pro wide receiver Devontae Adams even weighing in at this point. He says he'd have to think real hard about staying if Rodgers were to leave.
You ready for this to be over yet, Leah?
This has all the makings of a romance gone bad.
Doesn't it? There's a ton of drama, enough to go around, that's for sure.
Movie rights will sell.
So tomorrow, Green Bay, the Packers are going to host a job fair from 4:30 to 6:30. They're looking for workers for game days. The Packers say that they need staff in guest services and security departments for all games and events in the Titletown district. On-site interviews will happen. You got to be 16 or older to apply. That'd be fun. If I had a bunch of free time, I would do this.
Why not?
Yeah. So we have new developments in that cyber attack on a fuel pipeline. Heard about this, right? Who authorities believe is responsible?
And we're celebrating Nurses Week in the 608 this morning. I'm Josh Brider live at UW Hospital with how a Wisconsin artist is honoring those on the front lines when we come back.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. Get the job done right with RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Freshen the look of your home with a new find from Habitat Restore Dane County. Get great deals on cabinets, appliances, furniture, and building supplies. Visit Habitat Restore today.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo reminds you to be sure to ask about delivery options when shopping for new furniture. Because every store is different. Some stores have very specific restrictions, while others charge you an arm and a leg. At McGann's, we take pride in our skilled delivery team, and in most cases, delivery is free. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
More Americans are growing their own vegetables than ever before. At Garden Mats, we're here to help people supplement their food supply with fresh, organic vegetables. Whether you are a beginner, novice, or master gardener, Garden Mats make gardening a breeze. Spend your summers trying to keep up with each other, not your weeds. Go to gardenmats.com and plan your garden today.
Looking to update your flooring? Surgenians has you covered. Our experienced salespeople will guide you through the area's largest flooring selection so you can make the best decision. And Surgenians' reliable craftsmen ensure your flooring's installed right. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Your parents spent years taking care of you. But as the years go by, it becomes your turn to take care of them. This might mean trusting a nursing home, which promises to care for them as cherished loved ones. But if the nursing home you've chosen is not keeping their promise, we can help. If your parents have been injured in a nursing home, call Habish, & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. Now offering complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling with 0% financing. Everything you need to finish your dream project. Get the job done right with RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
If hot coffee and hot weather don't do it for you, but you still need a caffeine fix, maybe cold brew is for you.
As Consumer Reports explains, you can use a few simple tools to make your own.
So yeah, as you can see, I have a problem. I own way too many coffee makers.
That's Dan Raklowski. He covers all things coffee at Consumer Reports. His kitchen is overflowing with caffeine-related gadgets, but he says you don't need any of them to make a fine batch of cold brew coffee.
Cold brew coffee, as the name suggests, is brewed with cold water instead of hot water. And because of that, it has to brew for a much longer period of time.
The only supplies you'll need are 2 lidded jars that can hold more than 3 cups of water, a coffee filter, a funnel, and your favorite coffee beans, coarsely ground. You'll want a 1/4 pound of coffee, roughly 1½ cups for every 3 cups of cold water. Mix the coffee and water until all of the coffee is saturated. Then let it steep for at least 12 hours at room temperature or in your fridge.
Through that long brew process, you end up with a coffee that is much less bitter, a little more rich, and smoother.
After steeping, grab that second jar and place the funnel, then the coffee filter on the top of the open lid, and slowly pour your brew through. Think of cold brew as highly concentrated coffee, so you'll want to dilute it using a 1:1 or 1:1½ ratio of cold brew concentrate to water. When it's time to enjoy, you can just add ice or any milk and sweeteners you prefer. Still tempted by coffee gadgets? Consider this Cuisinart automatic cold brew coffee maker. That brews in 25 to 45 minutes.
CR says steeping your cold brew at room temperature helps extract a wider range of flavor. Your cold brew can be stored for up to 2 weeks in the fridge. You can also heat it up and drink it warm.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I would drink cold brew. I don't do it too often, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, on a hot day, I mean, like on a cold morning like this, it's nice to have the hot coffee, but yeah, when it warms up in the summer, that cold brew is awful nice.
It's stronger, so it's going to have you shaken.
Yeah, make sure to dilute it. That's a very important note there in making the cold
brew. Quite a bit of caffeine. Okay, continuing coverage now of the pipeline ransomware attack. The Colonial Pipeline says it's in the process of restoring some of its IT systems after the attack this week.
A cyber gang now suspected of causing the attack, and the FBI and Homeland Security have confirmed that a group of hackers known as DarkSide was responsible for the attack. It impacted Georgia-based Colonial Pipeline. Now, the breach impacted more than 5,000 miles of pipeline that carries roughly 45% of gas and other fuel consumed on the East Coast. Analysts say gas line prices are unlikely to be affected, though. That's if the pipeline can return to normal in the next few days. The administration is looking at federal options now for addressing supply shortfalls if they develop.
Right now, there are no supply disruptions, and the Department of Energy's information agency, the EIA, is doing the analysis right now about potential supply disruptions.
Colonial Pipeline hopes to substantially restore service by the end of the week. DHS officials are urging private companies now to secure their systems. Check this out. This is a line to get gas in Georgia. Several gas stations were running out of gas as a result of the attack, raising demand for gas in the area.
Boy, quite a scary scene there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to be stuck in that line. No thanks.
6:15 now. Hattie McLean here with your first warn weather and just a gorgeous sunrise, Hattie.
It is. It looks nice outside, but it's one of those mornings that it maybe looks nicer than it feels. It is chilly outside. Here's a live view from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Camera in Platteville this morning. Skies are clear, sun is up, but it is cold. A frost advisory continues for the entire area this morning. Those are freeze warnings to the north of the Dells. Here's a look at our temperature difference. Remember yesterday we had clouds. Temperatures were in the 40s. We're running about 10 to 15 degrees colder than we were this time yesterday. Here are the actual numbers. 31 here in Madison, so we're below freezing. In the Dells, 28, that's a hard freeze. 23, definitely a hard freeze in Camp Douglas, but other spots in southern Wisconsin are still dropping. 30 in Janesville, Platteville's down to 33, Boscobel and Lone Rock are below freezing as well. So pretty widespread frost and freezing conditions this morning. There is going to be a nice climb though with that sunshine through the day today. Temperatures should be back into the low 50s by lunchtime. This afternoon, look for highs in the mid to upper 50s as you head around southern Wisconsin. So not bad, lots of sunshine, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday. That warming trend is going to continue, and coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk about a nice warm up for our upcoming weekend. Here's a look at those traffic maps this morning. Your first warn traffic shows you no major issues on the Beltline or in the downtown areas early today. Looking around Dane County and southern Wisconsin, no accidents to report at this time. They're going at posted speeds.
Thank you very much, Hattie. 6:16 now. We are spotlighting Nurses Week in the 608 this morning.
Josh Breider is live outside of UW Hospital with how a local artist is honoring those on the front lines. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, that Wisconsin man was working to honor all of those nurses for their hard efforts over the last year, and all of that is now spreading positivity here in the medical community. You can check it out for yourself this morning. This is the Hero Wall. That's what Curtis Crane calls it. You'll find the work of art in the hallway of UW Hospital. The Hero Wall features portraits of some of the many nurses. His vision was to create a group of images that show together we are always more powerful than alone. Crane says nurses continue to inspire him more and more every day, so that's why he's choosing to observe and paint this life.
It was emotional to be asked, spiritual to paint, and I don't know, gratifying to have somebody say how much they liked it. It's like a win-win all the way around. But again, not so much about me. It's all about them, and it's just a lovely thing. There I go, a lovely thing to do.
Curtis says he purposefully left the backgrounds white and framed them in white to help create the look and feeling of connection. He wanted to focus big on detail and color with an intention to portray energy and spirit rather than a realistic rendering. Curtis tells me he will continue to paint and add more images as space permits. If his name or work sounds or looks familiar, you may have come across his area or his art in other art galleries. I've posted links with more information over on the Channel 3000 mobile app. UW Health is celebrating nurses all this week, and ahead in our next half hour, I'm going to have another story, a brand new story here, as we feature a local nurse right here at UW Hospital who's using photography to show support for his colleagues. Another story you're not going to want to miss, guys, as we honor all of those nurses for their hard work this week.
Oh, they deserve every bit of it and so much more. Well, you can tell that Curtis's heart is really in his work, that he just pours his heart and soul in it. Does he use watercolor, or is it oil? What's he use?
Yeah, so a lot of his renderings there you can see is with paint. And if you go to his website, you'll see he's actually from the Milwaukee area, but this is what he works to do. So if there are other hospitals that are interested in doing something like this, he says he's always open to the idea of helping out the community. So you can tell he's got a big heart, guys, and you can tell right there in his soundbite there, too. He's an emotional guy, and all he wants to do is spread a little positivity during this time.
Oh, the work looks wonderful. Thanks, Josh.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on Instagram or Facebook or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. Okay, 6:19 on your Tuesday. Restaurants and hotels are dealing with a major worker shortage right now. The National Restaurant Association says the pandemic caused the restaurant sector to lose 2.5 million workers. New research from the Food Labor Research Center blames a wage gap.
Chipotle, like other chains in the fast food industry, they're trying to increase staff for the summer. They'll be boosting pay. Ownership says workers are going to get on average $15 an hour. The new pay starts in the coming weeks. NBC will no longer air the Golden Globes. The network says it believes the Hollywood Foreign Press Association needs time to commit to reform. The award show is usually one of the highest rated broadcasts outside of the Oscars. The Press Association is also facing possible boycotts from Netflix, Warner Brothers, and many Hollywood stars over its record on diversity. NBC says it hopes to air the awards again in 2023.
6:20 now. After the break, some wild video this morning of a bear rescue where he got stuck.
And if your kids are struggling with confidence, we'll tackle the topic in this week's Time for Kids.
It's time to march into deer season. Get your John Deere 1025R for just $171 per month. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Visit Sloan Implement today, celebrating 90 years and going strong.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart.
Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Oh, baby, are you going my way? I see you kicking out for hours a day, so baby, don't know you're at all. I'm not crazy or a fiend. Not stalker and a fiend.
And lock down your money with security from Chase. Control feels good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Are you tired of hearing it's not in stock? Madison's locally owned A1 Furniture has a huge selection of in-stock inventory available for immediate pickup or delivery. A1 has the lowest prices around. Plus, with the A1 Instant Rebate, you get $50 off of every $500 spent. This 5-piece living room set for just $9.99. Name brand mattresses in stock like this queen pillow top, just $3.99.
Shop in-store or online and save with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Hi, I'm Coach Jordan with Anytime Fitness, and I've got a question for you. What is your fitness goal? Have you been able to reach it? If not, I've got the perfect solution for you. It's our 6-week Summer Transformation Challenge. During the 6 weeks, you'll receive personal training designed for any fitness level, an easy-to-use meal plan for optimal results, and your very own coach to provide you with the accountability you need. Now is the time. Limited spots are available, so stop by Anytime Fitness to reserve yours today.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
It's time to march into deer season. Get your John Deere 1025R for just $171 per month. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Visit Sloan Implement today, celebrating 90 years and going strong.
Thanks, Jolene, for sharing her morning with us. Lovely colors on the open water. Lovely. Thanks, Jolene. You can share your morning with us. It's real easy. Just snap a pic and post it on our social media pages. Just make sure to use the hashtag MyNews3Morning.
Okay, check out this video out of Missouri. A black bear down there was seen wandering in St. Louis County and found his way up into a tree. Officials say the bear is believed to be between 18 and 24 months old, so just a little young guy. He was up there for several hours before firefighters were able to get him down and released out into the country. The bear was also sighted near a school that has a mascot that is a bear, so a little weird coincidence there. Glad to see he's doing okay, though.
He doesn't seem to be harming anybody. Just a little bear just trying to hang out.
He was yawning up there. I think he was enjoying himself.
He was just trying to get his bearings.
Oh, there you go, Hattie.
We didn't have to write that one in for you.
Now, Hattie, here's a question for you. Even though as harmless as this bear looks, would you be the one to climb up that tree and try to get the thing down?
Are you kidding me? No way. No way. That bear can move a lot faster than I can, and he has claws.
Oh, yeah.
He looks friendly, though. Look at him.
Deceivingly cute.
Deceivingly cute is a good way to word that.
From a distance.
Boy, well, it'd be nice to have all that fur out there this morning because it's nice and chilly, Hattie.
I think so. Yeah, the polar bears at the Henry Valley Zoo are very happy this morning, but the rest of us maybe not so happy, especially if you have plants outside or if you're a farmer, anyone that owns an orchard. Temperatures like this are not what you want to see this morning. 30 in Janesville, 31 in Madison, 28 in the Dells, 29 in Boscoville, and 30 in Lone Rock. Just a few spots still in the range above freezing this morning. So a chilly start. Our Metro Futurecast today, though, shows you lots of sunshine today. Temperatures will be climbing quickly back into the low 50s by lunchtime, topping right around 57. A few degrees warmer than it was yesterday. The big difference today, though, is that we're going to have lots of sunshine through the afternoon. Here's a sneak peek at that weekend forecast.
All right, thanks, Hattie. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers. Right now, we'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
Associated Physicians celebrates 75 years of caring, helping, and listening. Associated Physicians. Devoted physicians, trusted care.
It's frozen, yet it's a Coke. It's not solid, but also not a liquid. Frozen drinks from McDonald's. They're a paradox of deliciousness. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Right now at McDonald's, try our new medium frozen Coke for $1.69 or try a refreshing medium Minute Maid slushie for just $2. Download our app and pick it up curbside.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
If a nurse is what you want to be, let Herzing University make it possible in lots of different ways. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Be exactly the nurse you want to be. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
First Warn Weather, certified most accurate forecast.
Right now, a step back to normal. Why we're celebrating a return to normal here on News 3 Now this morning.
Another frosty start here across southern Wisconsin, but warmer temperatures are in the forecast. Details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. We have some breaking news this morning. A suspect is in custody, accused of killing a woman in Iowa County.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice and the Iowa County Sheriff are investigating this morning. Here's what we know so far. It all happened around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. That's when a man called authorities saying that he found a woman dead inside a home in the village of Avoca. This happened about 20 minutes away from Richland Center. The Iowa County Sheriff says that this is an isolated incident. It is unclear, though, if the man who called police is the suspect in custody. We'll continue to work to update this story throughout the day here on News 3 Now. You can also check our mobile app, the Channel 3000 mobile app. Well, today is a pretty significant day for the News 3 Now morning team. The last time that Leah and I shared a desk was October 29th.
October 29th, months ago, 137 mornings to be exact.
It's a lot of mornings.
A lot of mornings of bringing you the news from different parts of the building. You saw that this morning, just across from the studio, even from our homes over the holidays. And now we are fully vaccinated here on the morning show. So we wanted to celebrate. We got the gang together to mark the occasion.
How does it feel?
Well, this is the first time we've been in such close proximity and all of our masks are off.
This is the first time we've all gathered outside of work.
We just haven't had that chance yet.
Or just simply see each other at work. And most of us have worked from home at least for an extended period of time over the last year.
Several months being in the basement of Reese Manor, if you will.
It's been easier to get people to say yes, I'll do an interview because they're at the comfort of their home instead of meeting them outside where they feel like they have to get super dressed up.
Am I really the only one eating right now? Let's go. Someone pass me a donut.
Now is the point where I feel finally that we are starting to get there. This progression really kind of started when Josh was doing the 608.
You can just tell like the sense of excitement and people wanting to get back out, wanting to support local businesses.
Now that we're all vaccinated, how was that for everybody? Leah, like, did you have any like negative reactions, any adverse reactions?
Chris asked me this because he already knows the answer. I went into work saying, bragging, I'm not going to get sick. I'm fine. I work out. I eat healthy. That second shot was a doozy. But it's worth it, right?
On the contrary to Leah, I got extra pep in my step. I wake up and I'm like, oh, wait, you feel great. And I'm like, let's make breakfast. Let's go for a walk. Let's get outside. Life is beautiful.
I came into work. And Leah, you asked me, how you feeling? Yeah, I didn't tell you this. Like later that day, like I went home and
brand new information.
Yeah, it kicked my butt. Like I felt like I got hit by a bus.
I'm feeling a little better about my sick day then. Okay.
Now that we're vaccinated and we've got events starting to happen this year, the world is opening up. How do we feel about that?
You know, I'm most looking forward to family reunions.
Yes.
I am really excited to see my family members again, you know, be thankful that we made it through this year because we lost so many people along the way.
I think just seeing my family in itself, like hugging my grandma for the first time on Easter, it's emotional.
You know, I know for me, my big thing is I'm going home. The flights are booked this time. We're going to make it happen this year. We're all vaccinated, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
As, like, parents especially, this had to have been a hard time, like, explaining to your kids what were going on because it was just different, right?
Yes. I think the hardest, hopefully, Chris, you can attest, is getting your kids to wear the mask. We need to do this so we can be safe, so we can visit Mimi and G-Dad, and, you know, we can see your uncles and your aunts.
Well, guys,
the future is bright.
Isn't this awesome?
This is
great.
I can get used to this.
Yeah. It feels so natural and good to just be together like this right now.
Here we go. Glasses up.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys.
To brighter days ahead. Yeah, that did feel, it's just an odd feeling. It's like we almost forget what normal feels like. Even like sitting like this, it's like, it's been 6 months of us, separating as we have, and now it's, but this is how things are supposed to be, right?
I don't think that I have stood or sat this close to you in truly 6 or 8 or 9 months.
Yeah, it was about a little more than 6 months ago. It's just wild to think. Like when I came here a little more than a year ago, we were moving right at the start of this pandemic, and I had no idea that it was going to last this long, and it's just crazy. So it was just such a good feeling to know that now everybody on the air has been vaccinated 2+ weeks after that we can start to take these steps now. This is what the vaccine means, right? This is what the vaccine is supposed to do.
It's certainly emotional. Honestly, watching us all be able to go out to dinner together, something we weren't able to do since you started, since Taylor started. It's an emotional moment for everybody.
We got some catching up to do.
We do. We do. We have some hangouts to get to.
There you go. Good stuff. It's good to be back at the desk. Feels good.
All right, let's get to our headlines this morning. Children's ages 12 to 15 could start getting their Pfizer vaccine as soon as Thursday. The FDA expanded its emergency use authorization, making 17 million kids eligible. Pfizer's clinical trials showed the vaccine is highly effective in preventing COVID-19 in young people. There were no serious side effects. A recent study shows 30% of parents will get their kids the shot as soon as possible.
Now, parents and guardians can rest assured that in making our decision, the agency undertook a rigorous and thorough review of all available scientific data.
Pfizer is also conducting trials for children 6 months to 11 years old. They expect to have those results by the fall.
The FDA approval means that about 300,000 12 to 15-year-olds are closer to the front line in Wisconsin. Clinics and pharmacies are preparing to open up appointments once the CDC and the DHS gives final approval. UW Health's Dr. Matt Anderson says it's important to vaccinate these preteens and teenagers to not only protect themselves, but also the community. It'll also be a step closer to normal.
I think it's exciting from the standpoint of as a parent and, as a physician wanting to see us continue to move back more towards normal. I think it's an important step for us to be able to do it.
Dr. Anderson says we'll probably see vaccine demand increase once again once that approval comes through, but they should be able to accommodate appointments.
We want to make it as easy as possible for you to get your COVID shot. So we here at News 3 Now are hosting a clinic for you this Thursday. There will be 2 locations, actually. One here at our studios on Raymond Road and one at Lake Farm Park over on Libby Road. Both of the clinics will be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Anyone who still has questions about the vaccine can get them answered. We're going to have an expert panel on the phone Thursday to answer your questions. You can find all of the details on channel3000.com/vaccine-day.
All right, Hattie McLean in for your weather this morning. And Hattie, if you didn't cover up those plants last night, it might be too late.
I know. I think so in many spots. Temperatures are below the freezing point. So unfortunately, if you missed it last night, it might be too late, as Chris said. That frost advisory continues until 8 o'clock for all of southern Wisconsin. North of the Dells, it's a freeze warning. And that alert day is in effect this morning, still for the potential for those frosty and freezing conditions for southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at the numbers. We're seeing some improvement in Platteville, 37 now, still below freezing through the Wisconsin River Valley. In the Dells and Madison, we're at 31. We've been at 31 for several hours here in Madison. Janesville's colder, 30 degrees. Starting to see a little warm up and movement on those numbers in Juneau and Watertown as well, but still many spots below the freezing point this morning. The warm up though will be pretty quick this morning now that the sun is up. Temperatures by 8:30 should be approaching 40 degrees, so we'll not stay in the 30s much longer. Here's a look at our forecast then for the next couple of nights. One more night, tonight into tomorrow morning, there is the potential for some frost. Forecast lows are in the mid-30s, but of course you know that if you're in a lower lying spot or a valley, you'll be colder than 34 tonight. So cover those plants up tonight. After tonight, nighttime lows climb, and you shouldn't have to worry about frost anymore. High pressure is in control of the weather. That's really scouring out any cloud cover that we had yesterday. Skies are clear early this morning. It's also going to route all the rain around us and keep it to the south. So our forecast is quiet for the next couple of days. Take a look at temperatures across the region, and you'll see that it's pretty cold up north. 28 in Marshfield, 29 in Rhinelander. Superior is at 28 as well. Here in southern Wisconsin today, expect that sunshine sunshine to continue. A light northerly wind is expected. Temperatures should be right around 50 by lunchtime today. You'll see a few clouds pop up here and there this afternoon, but overall, a pretty nice afternoon with highs in the mid to upper 50s. Now, if you have sports games tonight or practices, keep in mind it will cool down rather quickly again. By 9 or 10 o'clock, temperatures will already be back into the 40s, so extra layers are going to be needed once again tonight. The extended forecast, though, calls for a nice, albeit slow warm up. We're heading through the 60s by this weekend. Chances for rain return to the area as well, but 70s next week.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. 6:39 now. We're going to check back in with Hattie after the break. She's going to keep an eye on those temperatures on this chilly, sunny Tuesday morning. She'll tell us just how warm it'll get coming up.
Beautiful shot of downtown, too. And the push to stop Facebook from creating a kids version of Instagram.
Culligan Water not only sells the best water softeners, but also rents them. Big box plumbers and online sellers don't. With renting, you never pay for repairs or extended warranties. And Culligan softeners are backed by the world's largest dealer network. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues building and bringing stability to families through homeownership. As area families experience hardships, Habitat provides a pathway to financial security and independence. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
I've smoked, I've drank coffee, I drink red wine. It makes my teeth darker. It doesn't make me feel good about myself. And using Power Swabs, it's made a difference.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like you got to leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just got to rub it around my teeth and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip in your mouth for 30 minutes.
I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, you know, I'm one of those people that's like obsessed with white teeth. The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm gonna gag or I'm gonna go play football.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Show off your white smile this Memorial Day and call for your 5-minute solution. Order Power Swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Yes, 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free. Plus, you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Tonight on CBS at 7, it's NCIS, followed by FBI at 8. And at 9, the team faces a moral dilemma on how to best carry out justice when a young man runs after accidentally shooting a cop in self-defense on FBI Most Wanted. Then, new at 10, Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach get you up to speed on what's happening now and preparing you for tomorrow on News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. State Attorney General Josh Kaul is joining more than 40 other states asking Facebook not to make a children's version of Instagram.
44 of the country's top legal officers signed a letter addressed to Facebook and Instagram CEO Mark Zuckerberg. That letter urges him to scrap any plans for a social media platform for children under the age of 13. And they worry about mental health and privacy. Members of Congress and child safety advocates also expressing similar worries. Facebook, which owns Instagram, says it would give parents greater control over their child's activity online. May is Mental Health Month, and all month long, our Time for Kids Recipe for Health team is focused on mental health awareness.
This week, Chris Reese is sharing some news about building assurance in your children and teens.
Coming off as confident is something that most strive to do, but doing so is a struggle that many have faced, especially as kids. SSM health psychologist Kathleen Hipke says it's a common part of growing up that most youth struggle with as they figure out who they are, but we should still be aware of the pressures that today's children face.
We, as Americans, particularly live in a very striving kind of competitive culture. And so hitting those marks, you know, whether it's making the team or certain academic accolades, getting into a certain college, there can be a lot of pressure around that. And so I think a lot of kids do struggle with those questions about sort of, am I good enough, and am I making it?
Dr. Hipke says parents and caregivers can help by reflecting on what really brings your child happiness, as helping them focus on their joys in life can help ward off those self-doubts. Dr. Hipke also warns that social media can be a challenge, as kids sometimes forget that everyone has struggles, even though it may not be apparent on social media pages. Of course, our Time for Kids Recipe for Health team is always asking what you want to hear about, so let us know what health topics you're interested in, or share your family's health story with us online at ssnhealth.com/timeforkids.
In the 608 this morning, we are spotlighting Nurses Week.
Josh Breiter is live outside UW Hospital with how a local nurse is honoring his colleagues. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. An incredible story here. There's a nurse right here at UW Hospital using photography to show support through his colleagues here at the hospital.
I wanted it to be impactful. I wanted it to be the center focus, being able to just look at their faces and see their eyes and see the emotion in raw form.
Luke Davis has been taking photos of his colleagues and working to create this book called Faces of the Pandemic. The Oregon native is a nurse in the Trauma and Life Support Intensive Care Unit. He's been with UW Hospital for 2 years now, half of which has been during the pandemic. Luke's always enjoyed photography, telling me he wanted to both honor his coworkers and also capture something historic.
It just kept weighing on me when I'd see my coworkers in their PPE and their protective equipment and see them working in these rooms, and just the emotion that was on their faces and the struggles that we'd all go through. I thought, I have to photograph this. I have to get permission to do this.
And to make this even more special, you'll find Luke and his mom, Lisa, who's also a TLC nurse, side by side in the final copy of the book. Luke says they've been able to lean on each other a lot over the last 14 months, which has been both an emotional and rewarding experience. For now, he hopes to make this book available to all of his colleagues here at UW Hospital, but he's also in search of a publisher to push that book forward to the community. So if you know someone out there, if you're a publisher yourself, you can do that for him, and we can make a little bit more of a positivity or positive difference here in the 608, guys.
Boy, that's such a stunning tribute. Josh Breiter, thank you very much for featuring that today.
And remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out on social media or email him. The address is inthe608@wictv.com. Well, if you haven't noticed, it is hatching season, and one of the more adorable baby animals that you're going to see out there are the goslings.
Oh yeah, babies of Canada geese waddling all over Wisconsin, like these little guys in Green Bay. There you go.
Look at 'em.
Geese nest and raise their young near the water, and places like roadside ponds provide prime habitat. So you really should keep an eye out for them on the road. And as cute as they are, it's best to keep your distance if you see the families in a park, as the parents might try and chase you if you get too close.
Yeah, mama can get pretty aggressive.
Have you ever seen those videos online of geese chasing after golfers?
Yeah.
They're aggressive little guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, they're... Look at the, yeah.
Head down, charge. Man.
My kids, you know, it's hard. You tell your kids, you know, hey, don't, you know, keep your distance. You know, you don't want to get too close, but they can't help themselves.
I can't help myself. You'd have to be pulling me away.
Be careful. They're cute, though.
Adorable.
All right, let's check in with Miss Hattie McLean now and a look at that. Look at this, all three of us on camera here at the same time. How about that? Hattie is vaccinated as well. You're 2 weeks post your second shot, right?
Yep, well past that second vaccination, so good to go.
Yeah, good to go. And this morning, we're starting off chilly. It's technically an alert day because we're starting out so cold. No storms in the forecast or anything.
No, the alert day will end as that frost advisory expires this morning, so you don't need to worry about any threat for severe weather today. But if you didn't cover up the plants, it might be too late. Skies cleared out pretty quickly late yesterday evening, and we're starting out with sunshine this morning. Looks nice outside, but take a look. It is pretty chilly. No clouds in the area across southern Wisconsin. No rain either, so a pretty quiet forecast. But this is what I'm talking about. These temperatures in many locations are below freezing. We're still at 31 here in Madison. In the Dells, 31 as well. Watertown, Janesville's actually up a couple degrees. Last hour, 32, now up to 34. So temperatures are starting to climb as that sun gets a little higher in the sky. Winds will stay fairly light today, but again, it's a northerly wind. So we continue with this kind of cool weather trend through the rest of today. As you plan your day, look for lots of sunshine. Don't forget the sunglasses. Temperatures by lunchtime, 52 degrees. By 4 o'clock this afternoon, our high at 57 degrees. Now here's a look at your first warn traffic maps this morning. Things have been pretty quiet so far this morning, and that trend continues on the Beltline. No issues to report right now. Looking pretty good in the downtown areas, although that'll fill in a little bit later on this morning. Taking a look at the interstate from north to south, no issues to report. You're still going at posted speeds here in southern Wisconsin.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much for keeping an eye on that. Coming up in the morning sprint, an update on the fate of this summer's Olympics.
And look who's turning 15 today.
Yeah, 3 plus a few, right? Happy birthday, Aiden. It's my son's birthday today. I hope he has a wonderful day.
Aw, happy birthday, Aiden. Thanks for celebrating with us.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease. Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
Are you tired of hearing it's not in stock? Madison's locally owned A1 Furniture has a huge selection of in-stock inventory available for immediate pickup or delivery. A1 has the lowest prices around. Plus, with the A1 Instant Rebate, you get $50 off of every $500 spent. This 5-piece living room set for just $9.99. Name brand mattresses in stock like this Queen Pillow Top, just $3.99.
Shop in-store or online and save with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Only at A1 Furniture and Mattress.
Perfect. The color, the flowers.
That's
the whole place looks amazing. I love it.
Sophia, whatever happens, we're here to protect you. Thank you.
The No Room for Fear in Your Dream Home policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Gobin Cars is breaking into spring with huge savings. You can get a 2016 or 17 Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $10,995 or $175 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2016 or 17 Dodge Grand Caravan at only $10,995 or $175 per month.
Don't miss out on these huge spring deals with over 500 vehicles in stock.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Or my brother, Dealing Donovan Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-5837. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-5837.
Free, safe therapeutic programs to address chronic pain.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
Children ages 12 to 15 could start getting the Pfizer vaccine as soon as Thursday. The FDA expanded its emergency use authorization, making 17 million kids eligible. Pfizer's clinical trials showed the vaccine is highly effective in preventing COVID-19 in young people. There were no serious side effects.
Local vaccine sites, they are awaiting state approval before getting the vaccine out for that new age group. Public Health Madison Dane County says they'll start as soon as they can. Stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for the latest.
Breaking overnight, police say they have a suspect in custody accused of a homicide in Iowa County. Someone called officers around 3 p.m. yesterday saying they found a woman dead in a home. We are continuing to ask questions of police. We'll bring you any new details throughout the day.
The horse racing world awaiting the results of a second drug test performed on Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit. The colt tested positive for a banned substance a week after the victory at Churchill Downs. Trainer Bob Baffert said that the test or the horse itself may have been contaminated.
Amazon is shutting down upwards of 10 billion listings as it cracks down on counterfeit products. Amazon says it has committed more than $700 million and over 10,000 employees to fight fraud and abuse on its website. The company says it has stopped more than 6 million attempts to establish selling accounts. A Dane County Circuit judge is upholding his ruling from last month, saying Republican leaders in the legislature illegally hired private attorneys with taxpayer money. Republicans hired the lawyers in anticipation of legal challenges over redistricting. They are expected to appeal.
India's second wave of the devastating COVID-19 pandemic continues to push hospitals to the limits, and it's now spreading fast into rural areas where health centers are few and far between. There is some good news, though, this morning. The number of daily cases has now dipped below the 400,000 mark that it had been exceeding in recent days.
The president of the International Olympics Committee is postponing a scheduled trip to Japan. The country is supposed to host the Olympics later this summer, but it's currently in the middle of a COVID-19 surge. It's unclear right now if the games will go on. They were originally postponed from last year due to the pandemic. Japan's prime minister says it's up to the Olympic Committee to decide if the games should go on.
New data from AAA says more than 700,000 Wisconsinites will travel for Memorial Day weekend. That's a huge jump compared to last year during the height of the pandemic, when just 3,800 people traveled. Nationally, the biggest road trip destinations expected to be Las Vegas and Nashville.
And we'll start with a live look this morning in Platteville from our Queen Bee Radio Sky Camera. Nice shot there. No frost in Platteville right now, but it is chilly elsewhere. Temperatures are climbing. We're back up to 36 in Madison, still 32 in the Dells, and 23 in Camp Douglas. Temperatures will climb well into the 50s this afternoon, hitting a high of 57. Tomorrow, 60s return to southern Wisconsin.
All right. Thanks, Hattie. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Join us tomorrow.